Alright YouTube, so if you're watching this, that means it's a Top 10 Tuesday because this video's on a Tuesday. So, if you've just read the title, then that means I'm doing a countdown of another Top 10 Creepiest Creepypastas. I've done one list already that's been Top 10 Creepypastas, and I've done another one that was the Top 10 Creepiest Creepypasta Monsters. So today I'm counting down another 10 Creepiest Creepypastas that are the stories. So, let's begin the countdown, starting with number 10. Number 10 is Normal Porn for Normal People. Normal Porn for Normal People. In the story, the author receives a link to a site called normalpornfornormalpeople.com. When they look at it, when he looks at the site, it's like they didn't even try to make it look professional. He looks at a series of videos that are very bizarre and disturbing, including one called Peanut Butter, where a man eats a peanut butter sandwich made by his wife and they force a dog to eat it. It goes on for half an hour, then it's followed by other weird videos such as a woman with dummies and the camera cuts, and then there are dummies surrounding the camera. And then after that, there's one where a bloke pays a bloke to fix his washing machine and then he licks it from top to bottom. It's a weird one, that. And yeah, there's just so many, but the last video has a woman getting mauled to death by an emaciated chimpanzee that is painted red, and it mauls her for like 7 minutes straight. Okay, so that's Normal Porn for Normal People. Next it is number 9, Sonic.exe. The author gets a copy of the original Sonic the Hedgehog game, but then starts to notice it does strange and bizarre things, including playing by itself and Sonic going all demonic and killing all the other characters, which is a bit creepy. Still, the event then discovers that the game is played by the devil. Yeah, I've only read that one once, I ought to give it another read again, but I did like it. So, next it is number 8, Smile.jpg. Smile.jpg. In 1992, the author receives a floppy disk with a link on it with a dog that's doing a sinister human smile with human teeth. It's a husky, a Malaysian husky, that is seen, with an evil grin, and they have to spread the word. If they don't, he comes and gets you in your dreams, causing seizures and torment until eventually you commit suicide. So if you see the smile dog, you receive a link, spread the word. Okay, next on my list, number 7, Candle Cove. Some people talk about a TV show they watched as kids called Candle Cove, about a girl that has pirate friends. They remember one distinct episode where there's just constant screaming, and there's this character called the Skin Taker, which you've seen on the picture I drew. The Skin Taker, a skeleton with a raggedy jaw wearing a cape made of human liver, and it is very, very creepy. He wears also a leather hat made of human skin. Basically, he goes for the Buffalo Bill works, apart from he's like a skeleton. But then, when one of them asks their mother about it, she's surprised they could remember that show, because all they did was look at static for 30 minutes straight. Next, please. Number 6, Ben Drowned. Ben Drowned. The author gets a copy of the game, The Legend of Zelda. What mask is it? I can't remember the name. Majora's Mask, that's it. He receives a copy of that, and when he plays it, there's a saved file from a kid called Ben. He tries to delete it, but he can't. Then, strange and bizarre things start happening, including the music playing backwards. Eventually, he just videos it and notices it's doing bizarre, strange things, and then he seems to be communicating with a boy called Ben, the previous owner of the game, and he's talking to him. He tries to turn it off, and Ben's like, "You shouldn't have done that." But yes, that is Ben Drowned. And according to the story, the kid Ben did drown. Next on the countdown it is number 5, Eyeless Jack. So at number 5 is Eyeless Jack. The author tells a story of strange things, noises being heard outside his house. He looks around, sees, thinking it's a raccoon. He then, I've only read this one once, but he wakes up in the middle of the night with a tall, eyeless figure with a blue face looking down at him. The next morning he wakes up in hospital, notices he's had his kidney removed. He then goes home to get a few belongings before going home with his parents, and notices his brother's body is there with one half of his other kidney, believed to be taken by Eyeless Jack. I've only read that one once. I ought to give these like lot of good read through before doing these top 10s, aren't I? But I did like that creepypasta when I read it. Okay, and next it is number 4, Clockwork. A young girl in the story is caught drawing pictures of people being stabbed. Her boyfriend dumps her, and then she's a bit upset by it. Eventually she goes a bit off the rails and goes insane and starts killing people, including her family, telling them that their time is up. She then carves her eye out and replaces it with a little pocket watch, and then she then goes out killing and notices a copper pull outside her house, saying to him his time is up. I've read that one once. But I did like it though, Clockwork. I thought it's very creative with a iron for a watch for an eye. Next it is number 3, I Told You to Smile. On a cold January night, a man is abruptly woken up by a strange knock at his door. He goes down and sees, but there's no one there. But he does see inside the door from the inside, it's steamed up with a smiley face drawn, and it's saying, I told you to smile. He calls the police, they investigate, they find no one. The next night, the man decides to video himself while he sleeps. While he sleeps, everything's fine and completely normal. Until 3 a.m, when a tall, skinny, anorexic man, bald, with thick veins on his head, black eyes, a big sinister grin, going up to watching him sleep, then eventually going into the camera, filling the entire frame. Till eventually, when it starts to get light, he crawls back under the bed. The next morning the man watches the footage and is creeped out by it. Noticing at the end of it all, he goes back under the bed. He then knows that he's still there. Gotta get goosebumps telling that one. Next, at number 2, Lightning. A single father and his son move into a new house. When they move in on the first night of the house is hit by a massive lightning storm. With the boy being so young, it's the first big storm he's ever witnessed. A few days go by and the boy tells his father that he saw the lightning outside his window. Thinking it's him just reliving his first ever big storm, he thinks nothing of it. Anyway, as the days and weeks go on, he keeps telling his dad that he saw the lightning outside his window. One morning, when the father's drinking his coffee and reading the newspaper, he sees an article saying that there's a paedophile on the loose in the local area, and also likes taking pictures of his victims through their windows before he gets them. That morning, the man asked his son if there's been any lightning outside his window. He tells his dad no. He sighs in relief for a second until his son says, "It's now in my wardrobe," and that actually sent a chill down me, so that creeped me out a lot. Anyway, before I just reveal my number 1 pick, I just want to give out a few honourable mentions to some other creepypastas that I just couldn't fit into my top 10 list. They are Mr. Widemouth, Scarecrow, is it? The Thing in the Window, the No End House, God's Mouth, what else? The Stone Angel, yeah, and there's just so many to pick from the top of my head. But there's so many creepypastas out there that I haven't read yet, and I need to go out there and read and see. Yes, yeah, there's just loads that I'm just struggling to think up off my head. But anyway, it's time for my number one reveal, and at number one it is number one, 1999. A Canadian blogger named Elliot, thinks back at a TV station he watched as a kid. One episode he watched was of some hands, and one episode was called Don't Play with Scissors. When one hand gets a small hand and starts cutting and crunching through the bones, a little muffled scream is heard. There was also another show he watched called Mr. Bear's Basement, with the voice of the person, because it was muffled because of the mask, the bear mask he wore. Anyway, he wrote to Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear invited him to come onto his show. When his father took him to the TV station, it was just an old abandoned house in the country. When his father went to investigate, the police were already there, saying that there's a small, low-budget TV station run by a local predator called Mr. Bear. And according to the end of the tale, they never caught him, so he was still out there. Well, that's been my another top 10 creepiest creepypastas. I hope you enjoyed this creepypasta, and I will be back next Tuesday with another top 10 Tuesday for you. And also, I think it's the last week of this month, so yeah. But hey, I'll be doing loads more videos of top 10s throughout the year whenever I feel like it. So that's my top 10. So yeah, that was it. So yeah, let me know what you think. What's your favourite creepypasta? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to share it, please feel free to share it. And also, if you want to see more videos from me, then subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you after this one. Okay? And also, yep, that's it. So, till next time, goodbye friends. Follow me on Facebook. Ha!